Aloha guys, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Ginger and today we are going to be moving through a really fun and fluid sequence. So we're going to keep it very fluid, flowing like water. We're going to be targeting the hips a lot today because eventually we will land in Bird of Paradise, which is completely optional. I'm here to offer many different options, suggestions, knowing that you can flow through this sequence just for the purpose of, stretching out the hips and targeting the hips. I'll give different options if you don't want to get into Bird of Paradise. It's just one shape throughout the whole class, right? So it's all optional. Have fun with it. As always, make it yours because this is your practice. So let's get started. We're going to begin in a tabletop. So beginning in tabletop, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Let's just start by shifting our weight forward and back. So inviting some gentle movement to start. Maybe we take little circles, getting into the outer hips, into the wrists. Maybe we reverse the circle, keeping core strong, letting body know that we're gonna start moving. When you're ready, we're just gonna come back through our tabletop for some cat-cows to warm up the spine. On our inhale, we're gonna roll shoulders on back body, pull the heart through, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. And on our exhale, we're gonna play with rippling from the tailbone up the spine, rounding the back body, pressing the back of the heart to the sky, chin into chest. Maybe we come on the fingertips. Inhale to roll shoulders on back body, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the back body. Taking a couple more, moving at your own pace with your own breath, knowing that never has to look like what I'm doing. You can move slower, move faster. Every day is different, so what worked yesterday may not work today. It's important to take a moment and maybe even soften the eyes, ask body what it needs today, and try to see if we can tap into our infinite potential, inner being, intelligence. It's always there. Let's take one more and then we're gonna meet on a neutral spine. Let's come onto the fingertips, possibly, and just find a bounce in the upper body. So opening the shoulders here pretty gently. It doesn't have to look like anything crazy. And now maybe staying on the fingertips, we walk hands forward and melt the heart down. Finding puppy pose, potentially still on the fingertips, so it's okay if you don't reach all the way down. Maybe we find a bounce in the upper body, inviting movement in the shoulder blades, shaking it off, bouncing out all the old energy, maybe releasing it through the breath. Maybe you even feel it. Maybe the heat from your breath is an indicator that it's being released. When you're ready, release the hands down. If they're not already, we will all meet in our puppy pose, taking a moment to connect heart to the earth beneath you, even if it's not reaching there. Let's untuck the toes if they're not already, and from the tailbone, we're going to play with rippling all the way up, finding our seal pose. Knowing that if this is too much too soon, you can keep your forearms planted on the earth. If we want to play with seal pose, and this is a lot for the lower back, but you feel like you got it, you could also just take a step forward with the hands. It all depends on whether you want to have the forearms on the earth or if you want to have the arms extended. From wherever we are, let's just lift the chest. So rolling shoulders on back body, pulling the heart through. On your exhale, let's release, head down, hands come underneath the shoulders, and right knee is gonna come out into a half frog. So right knee is in line with the right hip. Softening weight into the right hip to invite a nice opening. Maybe this is where we stay. Maybe we press into the left hand to thread right arm underneath the left elbow. Softening the right ear down to the earth, releasing our weight onto the right hip and the right shoulder. Kind of like a little twist too. When you're ready, we're gonna come back through center. Hands come underneath the shoulders, tuck onto the left toes. We're gonna press into the left knee to come up into a tabletop, but right knee is still out to a half frog. I've seen a few people call this fire hydrant pose on Instagram. I don't know if that's true, but I guess that's what we're calling it now. So using the strength of the core and the right glute to lift right knee up. Now we're just gonna take really big circles with the right knee. Using the full range of motion in the right hip, maybe we reverse the circle. From here, we're just gonna take a step forward, right foot to the outside of right hand, sinking hips down and forward. Maybe coming onto the fingertips to pull the heart through at first. You could have palms down. You could also find a block or a book or a pillow or something if you feel like you need some length here. Just pulling heart through. And now maybe we walk hands to the upper left corner of the mat. You could even release forearms down, knowing that we're really early on in the practice, so it's okay if this isn't accessible. We're still getting the same stretch from wherever you are. When you're ready, walk hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck onto the left toes, lift the left knee up off the earth, take a bend into the left knee, and step forward. So finding our Malasana Yogi squat. Hands can come to heart center. You can use your elbows to press into knees to find a deeper opening in the hips. Taking a couple big cycles of breath here. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe we play with a couple squats. So from here, we can stay exactly as we are. You could even bring feet even a little bit wider. And on your inhale, we can lift all the way up, tucking tailbone in, keeping core and glutes engaged, and exhaling to lower back down. Let's play with taking a couple more. Inhaling to lift, exhale to lower. Inhaling to lift, exhale to lower. Let's take two more. Inviting some mobility into the hips and also some movement, some heat. From here, lift the hips, heel toe feet underneath hips, and bow down. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen out the spine. Exhale to bow down. Uttanasana. Inhale, rise the breath all the way up. Arms reach up overhead. Maybe we engage the glutes and add a little back bend. And exhale to release. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out the spine. Exhale to plant the hands. We're gonna step it back into our high plank. So hands underneath the shoulders, keeping core strong, glutes engaged. We're gonna take it a step further than we did last time, and we're just gonna shift our weight forward and back here, creating some heat, some strength. We could even take little circles again. Maybe we reverse the circle. And on your next exhale, let's slowly bend into the elbows and release all the way down to our tummies. Inhale to lift the chest, baby bhujangasana, maybe without the hands, using the strength of the back. Exhale to release. Left knee is gonna come out to a half frog, so the left knee is aligned with the left hip, softening our weight down into that hip opening. Maybe this is where we stay. Maybe we bring right hand forward, lifting the right elbow, and we can thread left hand underneath the right arm. Releasing left ear down to the mat and feeling ourselves soften our weight onto the left shoulder, into the left hip. Inviting a nice gentle opening to start. Maybe you can hear my dog walking around back there. Sorry about that. When you're ready, we're gonna press into the hands. So hands underneath shoulders. We're gonna press into the hands and into the knee to lift up. So we're in a tabletop, but left knee is still out to a half frog, using the strength of the core and of the left glute to lift the left leg. And now let's just take some big circles with left knee. Using the full range of motion in the hip, maybe we reverse the circle. Arya, what do you want? When you're ready, let's release left foot to the outside of left hand. Press hips down and forward and come onto the fingertips if possible. If not, make sure you have a block or a pillow. Give yourself anything you need. We're just gonna pull the heart through. So kind of even rolling shoulders on the back body. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe we bring hands to the upper right side of the mat. Sinking deeper into the hips. We could even potentially release forearms down. Knowing that these are all options, meet yourself where you're at. When you're ready, we're gonna bring hands underneath the shoulders, lift the right knee up off the mat and take a big step forward with the right foot, landing in our malasana yogi squat. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe arms reach up overhead and we can play with bringing right knee to the center line of the mat and then releasing it and bringing left knee to the center line of the mat. Taking one more. Knowing these are all options, really feeling the femur head in the hip socket. When you're ready, bring hands to heart center and then release hands down, lift the hips. Uttanasana, forward fold. Hands underneath, feet underneath hips. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen out the spine. Exhale to bow down. Inhale, rides the breath all the way up. Arms reach up overhead, maybe adding on a little back bend here, and on your exhale, we're gonna come all the way down. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. So we're in our high plank. From here, let's play with releasing the knees down to the earth, bend into the elbows to soften heart down to the mat. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe hands interlaced behind the back. Rolling shoulders on back body. So pulling the scapula back and softening heart towards the earth. When you're ready, let's plant the hands, untuck the toes. We're gonna roll forward, finding our preferred variation of baby bhujangasana. Exhale to release the hands down. Tuck onto the toes. We're gonna press all the way up, high plank. Exhale to roll the hips back. Downward facing dog. We're just gonna take a couple cycles of breath here to pedal out the feet. You can shift your hips from side to side, inviting length down the side body. You can stay in stillness. You can shake the head around. Find what feels good in body today and allow it in. When you're ready, we're gonna come onto the toes, take a deep bend into the knees and step, hop, walk your way to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift and lengthen out the spine. Exhale to bow down, Uttanasana. Inhale, rides the breath all the way up. Arms reach up overhead, maybe adding on a little back bend. And on your exhale, we're just gonna come back down, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out the spine. Exhale to plant the hands. We're just gonna take a couple more sun A's. So if you don't wanna take the variations that I'm offering, feel free to play and explore whatever feels good in your body. If you were comfortable with the last variation, maybe we step back into a high plank. Soften knees down, release chest down to the earth. Maybe this time hands stay underneath the shoulders. We can lift knees from the mat, maybe walking toes in a little bit, being mindful with the chin here, so we're more pressing into the hands than the chin. This is a kind of a deep back bend, so make yourself feel supported in any way that you can. Really play with lifting right toes, lifting left toes, all our options. When you're ready, let's release knees down and roll forward. Baby Bhujangasana. Exhale to plant the hands. Inhale to lift all the way up. High plank. Exhale to send the hips back. Downward facing dog. Come high onto the toes. Take a deep bend in the knees, and on your exhale, step up. Float to the top of the mat. Uttanasana. Inhale to halfway lift. Lengthen out the spine. Exhale to bow. Inhale, rides the breath all the way up. Arms reach up overhead, maybe adding on your back bend, and on your exhale, we're gonna come back down. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out the spine. Exhale to plant the hands, step back, hop back. You can add on a crow pose or a handstand or anything that resonates with body. Don't be afraid to try something new. We're all gonna meet in our downward facing dog. And let's just take 2 more sun A's, connecting them to your breath. Moving at your own pace. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out the spine. Exhale to release. Inhale, rides the breath all the way up. Arms reach up overhead, maybe a little back bend. Exhale to bow down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, hop back, float back. Make your way into your downward facing dog. Actually, from here, left toes are gonna come out to a 45-degree angle. Let's just step right foot through. Arms reach up overhead, finding warrior 1. Maybe hands interlace behind the back. Pull the heart through. Oh yeah, open the heart. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale to cartwheel the hands down. Step it back, maybe taking a flow. Meeting in our downward facing dog. Right toes come out to a 45-degree angle. Left toes step all the way through. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Finding our warrior 1. Maybe with the interlace of the hands behind the back to roll the shoulders on back body. Pull the heart through. And on your exhale, let's circle arms back around to frame out the left foot. Taking your vinyasa of choice. Meeting in our downward facing dog. That was technically 2 in 1, so let's move on with the flow. You can pause it and take another one if you want. Inhale, right toe, sweep high. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Now we're gonna keep upper body as it is, so in a plank shape, but we're gonna inhale, kick right toes back. 3-legged plank, the right glute on fire. Exhale, right knee into nose. Inhale, right foot kicks back. Inhale, right knee, left elbow. Pause. Inhale, right foot kicks back. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, and step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. We're gonna find the compression in the hips and then send the right hip back, straightening out right leg. Maybe we come onto the right heel, inviting length into the back of the right leg, down the hamstrings. When you're ready, let's re-bend into the right knee. Plant left hand underneath left shoulder. Right hand reaches up, twisting out the upper body. Inviting length to the outer right hip. Maybe right fingertips reach all the way forward. And then on your exhale, we're gonna come to the outer edge of both feet, softening left hip down to the earth. Right fingertips reach back. Revolved Skandasana. Taking a big cycle of breath here, and on your next exhale, release right hand underneath right shoulder. Right knee is gonna come to tap the right elbow. Inhale to kick right leg back. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. We're gonna send a right foot over to the left, so the outer edge of the right foot is over to the left. We're on the ball of the left foot. This could be where you stay. Maybe we find chaturanga through the arms. Holding for a couple cycles of breath. More. Inhale to lift up, and on your exhale, we're just gonna soften right hip down to the earth. Pulling heart through. So kind of twisting yourself. It feels like you're kind of twisting yourself over to the right. Maybe this is where you stay. You could also soften forearms down and press into the right forearm to kind of twist yourself. I think I'm gonna stay up. From here, we're gonna find our wild thing. So if that doesn't resonate with you right now, you could stay in a three-legged down dog and keep right hip open. We're gonna press into the hands to bring right knee and right toes all the way around the back, finding the outer left side of the mat. Right fingertips sweep forward. Pressing into the left hand to pull heart through. Taking a couple big cycles of breath here. On your exhale, right hand is gonna plant underneath the right shoulder. Right toes kick back, three-legged plank. And now inhale, right toes sweep high, three-legged down dog. From here, we're gonna walk hands all the way back, finding our standing split. Engage into right glute to lift the right toes here. So we're not really opening the right hip. Playing with this shape. This could be where you stay. Maybe you come on left fingertips. Maybe left hand comes by your side. If you feel pretty comfortable here, maybe left fingertips reach for the right toes. And if you have the bind, maybe you find a little kick. Inviting length down the left hamstrings, down the back of the left leg. Opening right hip here. When you're ready, we're gonna meet back in our standing split. We're gonna walk forward, three-legged down dog. Exhale to step right foot through. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, finding our high crescent lunge. Exhale, we're gonna twist over to the right. Left fingertips reach forward, right fingertips reach back. Using the strength of the core here. Maybe we find the reverse. And on your exhale, we're just gonna open up into our warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe we straighten out right leg, bend into left knee, finding Skandasana, hips over the left foot on the left. We're here for just a moment. This is all optional. Exhale back into our warrior two. Inhale to reverse your warrior, and on your exhale, we're gonna cartwheel the hands down, step it back, taking your flow of choice. Knowing that landing in down dog, we're all gonna get there eventually, so it's okay to go straight there. Now we're gonna do the second side. Inhale, left toes sweep high. Exhale, left knee taps the left elbow. We're gonna keep upper body as it is, so keeping right glute, right leg engaged. Inhale to kick left leg back, three-legged plank. Exhale, left knee into nose. Inhale to kick left leg back. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale to kick it back, three-legged plank. Exhale, left knee steps to the outside of the left hand, and we're gonna straighten out left leg here. Maybe coming onto the left heel for a moment, lengthening out the back of the left leg. From here, let's rebend into left knee, planting right hand underneath right shoulder, left fingertips sweep high. Twisting out the upper body here. Maybe left fingertips reach all the way forward, lengthening out the outer left hip. And now we're gonna come to the outer edge of both feet, softening right hip down, left fingertips reach back, revolved Skandasana. Taking a big full cycle of breath here. On your next exhale, cartwheel, left hand back down underneath the left shoulder. Left knee is gonna come to tap the left elbow or the left shoulder. Inhale, left foot kicks back, three-legged plank. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. We're gonna bring the outer edge of the left foot over to the right, staying on the right toes. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe we bend into the elbows, finding chaturanga through the arms. Taking 2 big cycles of breath here. Inhale to lift back up. Exhale to soften left hip down to the mat. Pulling heart through. Lengthening out the outer left hip here. From here, we're gonna land in our wild thing. So know that 3-legged down dog is an option. You can play with opening up left hip like that. We're gonna press into the hands to bring left knee, left toes all the way around to the outer right side of the mat. Press through the right hand to really pull the heart through. Left fingertips reach forward. You could even come onto the top of the left foot, pulling heart through. From here, we're gonna circle left hand back around, so we're landing in our 3-legged plank. Inhale, left toe sweep high, 3-legged down dog. From here, we're gonna walk hands back, landing in our standing split. Trying to check in with left hip and see if we're opening it. Maybe engaging a lot into the left glute to lift left toes with integrity. Maybe we play with hovering right hand. You could even hover left hand, potentially. Find what feels good in body. If you want to play with the bind, right hand reaches for the left toes. And if you have the toes, maybe you find a little kick. So rolling right shoulder on the back body. Opening right shoulder, opening left hip, lengthening out the back of the right leg. You could even try to lift the left fingertips in this shape. I don't think I can do it right now. I have to be so focused. I find it hard to like balance and talk at the same time. Ooh, the people who do that are on another level. But we're all learning here. When you're ready, release the bind if you had it. We're all landing in our standing split. We're gonna walk forward into our 3-legged down dog. And on our exhale, left knee comes into the nose, step it through. Arms reach up overhead. We have found high crescent. On your next exhale, we're gonna twist over to the left. So left fingertips reach back, right fingertips reach forward using the strength of the core. Maybe we find a twist here. I mean the reverse. My words, me and my words. When you're ready, we're gonna open up into our warrior 2. Virabhadrasana 2. So right foot parallel to the back of the mat, although toes can be in a little bit. Find what feels good in your hips. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe we straighten left leg, bend into the right knee to send hips over the right foot, finding Skandasana on the right. On your exhale, we're gonna come back up, warrior 2. Inhale to reverse the warrior, and on your exhale, we're gonna cartwheel the hands down, step it back, taking your vinyasa of choice, knowing that it's okay to step back immediately into down dog. Let's take 1 big cycle of breath here. Knowing that child's pose is, of course, always an option. When you're ready, let's come high onto the toes, take a deep bend in the knees, and exhale to step, hop, walk your way to the top of the mat, Uttanasana. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthening out the spine, exhale to release. Inhale, rides the breath all the way up, arms reach up overhead, maybe adding on a little back bend. And on your exhale, we're gonna come back down, Uttanasana. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthening out the spine. On your exhale, plant the hands, step back, hop back. Maybe knees find their way to your triceps, to the backs of the arms. Maybe we lift the toes, finding our crow pose. Maybe we play with just barely hovering the toes, 1 at a time. Maybe we hold for 5 breaths. So we're really pressing the back of the heart up to the sky here. Keeping core strong. It's okay to fall out of it and then get back into it. I did arms yesterday and I'm feeling really wobbly today, but that's okay. When you're ready, we're all gonna meet in our down dog, pulling the heart through, and then exhale to send the hips back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right toes sweep high. Exhale to step right foot to the outside of the right hand. We're gonna play with straightening out right leg, maybe coming onto the right heel. Hands can come by your side or on blocks. Let's just take an extra cycle of breath here to invite length down the back of the right leg. Maybe press the backs of the hands on the mat here, giving the wrists a break so fingertips would point towards us. When you're ready, let's re-bend into the right knee. Left hand comes underneath left shoulder, right fingertips reach high. Maybe right fingertips reach all the way forward. On your exhale, we're gonna come to the outer edge of both feet, sending left hip down to the earth, right fingertips reach back. Revolved Skandasana. From here, we're gonna circle right hand back around underneath the right shoulder. Right foot, right knee comes to tap the right elbow. Inhale, right foot kicks back, three-legged plank. Exhale, right knee into nose. Inhale, right foot kicks back, three-legged plank. On your next exhale, right knee comes to the left elbow. We're gonna shift left foot flat. Left fingertips reach high. Pressing into the right hand, we're gonna send right foot to the right side of the mat. You can be in a fallen star here, or maybe we play with hovering the right toes. Staying strong here. If you feel pretty comfortable here, maybe left hand reaches for the left big toe. And if you feel like you could take this even a step further, maybe right foot reaches to the front of the room, bringing left bicep over the left ear. Knowing that these are all options, lengthening out the left side body here. When you're ready, let's release the bind if you had it. We're gonna meet through our fallen star. Exhale to release left hand down. Kick right leg back, three-legged plank. Inhale, right toes sweep high. Exhale, right knee into nose. We're gonna soften left knee down this time. And on your exhale, play with straightening out right leg. So we have landed in our Ardha Hanumanasana half splits. Knowing that if you feel like you could take this further, definitely do so. Maybe we land in Hanumanasana. Meet yourself where you're at. It's okay to have a block. My hamstrings are a little bit warmer right now, but it's okay if yours are not. All are options. You definitely want to listen to your body so that you don't hurt yourself, especially not for, you know, a shape or a pose. Sometimes we manage to ignore our bodies. Distress signals, maybe it shows up as anxiety or I don't know, everybody is different, but I think it's so important to listen to the inner teacher, inner wisdom, because only we know what we need when we need it. So let's meet back in our Ardha Hanumanasana. If we went elsewhere, we're gonna rebend into the right knee, arms reach up overhead, finding Anjaneyasana. For a moment, right hand is gonna reach for the left wrist. Let's lean over to the right. Really pressing into the front of the left hip. Inhale through center, exhale to lean over to the left. Inhale through center. This time, left hand is gonna plant underneath left shoulder. Right fingertips reach up. Maybe we come to the outer edge of the right foot. Maybe right fingertips reach for the left toes. Sinking hips even a little bit deeper. Oh yes. From here, we're gonna keep the bind. So right hand is still reaching for the left toes if possible. Maybe we send hips over to the right. So finding a seat. Right hand is underneath the right knee, holding on to the left toes. So we're in a seat. Right hand is going to come to the bottom of right foot. Let's just play with extending right leg long for a second. And now maybe we interlace hands around the right shin, so right foot is pressing into the left bicep, and let's just play with rocking the right knee side to side, feeling the femur head in the hip socket, bringing some awareness to this movement. Maybe hands interlace underneath the right foot. We can play with bringing right knee back and then extending right leg long, kind of like a bow and arrow. And if you're feeling pretty warmed up, left hand can reach to the outer edge of the right foot. Right knee comes over the right shoulder. Right fingertips come by your side. Maybe we play with extending right leg long, pressing into the right fingertips, inviting a lot of length down the left side body. Maybe gazing over to the left, knowing that this is just an option. When you're ready, let's release right foot to the outer left thigh and twist over to the right, either hugging left knee in or right knee, or pressing left elbow into the right thigh to find this twist. You could even find a bind underneath right knee, behind the back, gazing off the right shoulder. From here on your exhale, we're just gonna pivot all the way around, finding Uttanasana. It's okay if you're halfway down your mat. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen out the spine. Exhale to release. Inhale, rides the breath all the way up. Arms reach up overhead, maybe adding on a little back bend. And on your exhale, we're gonna meet back down in our Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out the spine. Exhale to plant the hands, step back, hop back, crow pose, handstand. Whatever body is feeling called to do. We're all gonna meet in our downward facing dog. Inhale, left toe sweep high. Exhale to release left foot to the outside of the left hand. Straightening out left leg. Maybe we come onto the left heel. Inviting length down the back of the left leg. Maybe we release the head, shake it out for a moment. Let's rebend into the left knee, right hand underneath right shoulder, left fingertips reach high, twisting out the upper body. Maybe left fingertips reach all the way forward, inviting some length here. And on your exhale, we're gonna come to the outer edge of both feet, softening right hip down to the earth, left fingertips reach back. On your next exhale, let's release left hand underneath left shoulder. Left knee comes to tap either the left elbow or the left shoulder. Inhale to kick left leg back, three-legged plank. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale to kick left leg back. Exhale, left knee, right elbow either coming into your fallen star or fallen star with left leg hovering off the earth. Maybe left peace fingers reach for the right big toe. And if you feel comfortable here, we can bring left foot to reach towards the front of the room, bringing right bicep over the right ear. Staying strong through the core, pressing into the left hand. Let's meet back through center, releasing left foot down if it wasn't already. Lift the hips, fallen star. Releasing right hand underneath the right shoulder. Inhale, left toes sweep high. Exhale, left knee into nose. Step it through, releasing right knee down to the earth. We're gonna straighten left leg out, finding out of the Hanumanasana, half splits. Checking in with body to see if maybe we pivot left foot forward. Maybe we find Hanumanasana. Making sure that, I can't say it enough, that we listen to our body, because it's usually right. I hear a lot of people talk about like listening to their gut and listening to, you know, yourself, and I think it's so important that, I just think it's so beautiful that we're getting to a point where we're all able to listen to ourselves, and like maybe we used to really doubt ourselves, and now we keep showing up for ourselves and showing ourselves that, you know, we got this and we can trust ourselves. And learning how to get out of the mentality of like not being my friend to, you know, being my best friend, and knowing that I always got me, and it's just so beautiful to witness. Let's meet back in our Ardha Hanumanasana. If we went elsewhere, and we're going to rebend into the left knee. Inhale to reach arms up overhead, finding Anjaneyasana. From here, we're going to release right hand underneath the right shoulder, left fingertips reach high, twisting out the upper body. Maybe we come to the outer edge of the left foot. Maybe left hand reaches for the right toes. Maybe we gaze off the left shoulder, opening left hip and lengthening out to the right quad. From here, maybe keeping the bind on the right foot, we're just going to come to a seat, sending hips over to the left. This time, so we're facing the side of the room. Let's interlace hands behind the left leg or the left shin and just pull left knee into left rib cage. And now we're going to interlace hands to basket around the left shin and the left knee. Just find a nice sway from side to side, inviting some movement in the left hip. Maybe hands interlace underneath left foot, and we play with pulling left knee back and then straightening it out and then pulling it back, moving like a bow and arrow. And maybe we play with sundial pose. Right hand reaches for the outer edge of the left foot. Left knee comes over the left shoulder, and we can play with extending left leg long, knowing that this is all optional. From here, let's release left foot to the outer right thigh and either hug left knee in, or we can use right elbow, left knee in, or we can use the right elbow to press into the left knee. Finding a twist, you could even find a bind underneath the left knee and behind the back. From here, we're just going to pivot all the way around, finding Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthening out the spine. Exhale to plant the hands, step back, hop back, crow pose, handstand. We're all gonna meet in our downward facing dog. Take your time getting there, we're never in any rush. When you're ready, let's come high onto the toes, take a deep bend in the knees and step, hop, walk your way to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthening out the spine. Exhale to release. Inhale, rides the breath all the way up. Arms reach up overhead, maybe adding on a little back bend, and on your exhale, we're gonna come back down. We're gonna take one more little flow before we move into our bird of paradise. Inhale through, halfway lift. Exhale to plant the hands. We're just gonna step it back into a high plank and slowly lower all the way down. Maybe we pause through chaturanga, hugging elbows into the side body, and release all the way down to the tummy. Inhale to lift, baby cobra, maybe without the hands. Exhale to release. This is where we're gonna get creative. If you have the middle splits, definitely you can take an extra second there. We're gonna play with bringing toes really wide, and we're gonna press into the hands to bring the feet all the way around. This is where I would get into the middle splits if I had it. We're all gonna meet in a seat, feet come wide, opening the hips here and toes face up. If you're comfortable with toes facing up, maybe we bow down, getting into the hips here. You could spend some time here. Maybe we play with pointing out the toes and really engaging into the lower core and into the right hip to lift the right toes and then release. And maybe we lift the left toes and then release. Maybe we play with pulsing both out at the same time, using the strength of the lower core and the quads here. Let's take a couple more. And when you're ready, let's meet with feet planted back on the earth. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe we play with pressing into the hands to lift the hips, and maybe we play with hovering toes. Ooh. Oh my goodness, I'm super sore right now, so I'm doing my best. Let's give that one more go. Really engaging into the quads. Oh yeah. I can't do that too long right now. Give yourself time to practice that if you want to play with it. Let's just shake out the feet real quick. The feet, the legs. Me and the words though. This is what happens when you think in two languages. It's like I have like a Spanglish in my head and then I have to try and translate it. It's okay. Let's bring feet together, knees come wide, bow down any amount, finding Baddha Konasana. And then from here, we're gonna plant the feet and we're gonna, either with the hands or without the hands, come to lift the hips. So we're kind of squatting over the mat here. On your inhale, we're gonna lift up, either finding chair pose with arms up overhead, or maybe squatting down even a little bit lower, fingertips can reach forward, finding bear pose. Slight tuck of the tailbone. On your exhale, release Uttanasana. On your inhale, we're gonna come straight back either to our chair pose or bear pose. Get into those glutes. And on your exhale, we're gonna release hips down, keeping feet as they are. Maybe we can release forearms all the way down to the earth. You could play with coming into crow or any other kind of arm balance or inversion. Maybe we release forearms down to the earth and bring knees to the backs of the arms, so to the tricep. Maybe you play with hovering right toes and left toes. Maybe both toes lift. This is called baby bakasana, baby crow. It's a little bit tougher than it looks, so it's okay if it feels a little awkward in the body at first. When you're ready, we're gonna release feet down, send hips down. We have found our malasana. Exhale to lift hips, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out the spine. Exhale to release. Inhale, rides the breath all the way up. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. On our inhale, we're gonna extend right leg in front of us. You can keep the right knee bent. Keeping left glutes strong here, right quad on fire. Making sure we're not, this is not really a back bend, so keep core really strong here. Maybe arms reach up overhead, and on your exhale, we're gonna sweep ourselves forward to our warrior three, knitting rib cage in, lifting right toes. From here, we're gonna bend into both knees. Right knee comes to tap the back of the left shin, so the left calf. Hands can come to heart center, finding our Shiva, bringing right toes into glute. And now we're just gonna open up to our half moon. Left fingertips plant, right fingertips sweep high, right toes extend long behind us. So opening right hip here. Maybe we play with hovering left fingertips up off the mat, keeping core really strong. Playing with our balance. Maybe right hand reaches for the right toes, and if you have the bind, maybe you find a little kick. Coming into Chapasana, sugarcane variation. Getting hips nice and ready for our bird of paradise. We're gonna meet back through our half moon. Exhale to release right foot parallel to the back of the mat, finding our warrior two. Inhale to reverse the warrior. Exhale to cartwheel the hands down, step it back. Taking a flow or coming straight into down dog. Come high onto the toes, take a deep bend in the knees. Exhale to step, hop, walk to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthening out the spine. Exhale to release, Uttanasana. Inhale, rides the breath all the way up. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Second time, second side. Inhale, left leg extends in front of us, keeping right glute strong, core strong. Option to keep a bend in the left knee. Maybe arms reach up overhead, and on your exhale, we're just gonna come through, finding our warrior three. Maybe we check into the hips, making sure that left hip is not opening here, so we're knitting the rib cage in. On our next exhale, we're gonna bring hands to heart center, possibly. Left knee taps the back of the right shin. Finding our Shiva squat, bringing left toes in. From here, we're gonna open up into our half moon. Right fingertips plant underneath the right shoulder. Left fingertips sweep high. Left foot extends long behind us. This could be where you stay. Maybe we play with hovering right hand off the mat, playing with our balance. Maybe left hand reaches for the left foot, and if you have the clasp, maybe you find a little kick, playing with Chapasana. From here, we're gonna meet back in our half moon. Exhale to release left foot back parallel with the back of the mat, finding warrior two. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Exhale to cartwheel the hands down, step it back, maybe taking a flow or coming straight into down dog. Inhale, right toe sweep high. Exhale to release right foot to the outside of right hand. Sink hips down, but keeping left knee off the earth. Maybe we play with just shifting our weight forward and back like we did in the beginning. If you feel pretty comfortable here, we can play with bringing right shoulder underneath the right knee. Hands can come to airplane wings beside you, palms face up. Maybe we find a bind, twisting over to the left, opening left shoulder. And if you feel comfortable here, maybe we take a step forward with the left foot, keeping this bind behind the right leg. And maybe we shift our weight onto the left foot, engage the core to lift up, finding what will be bird of paradise. This could be where you stay. Maybe we play with extending right foot, right leg. If you have bird of paradise, try not to open right hip too much. Keep core strong. Opening left shoulder and right shoulder. And if you have it, maybe we release it just as slowly, or maybe we don't. Either way, we're all gonna meet in our Malasana Yogi Squat. Hands to heart center. Exhale to plant the hands, lift the hips. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out the spine. Exhale to release. Inhale, rides the breath all the way up. Arms reach up overhead. You can add on your back bend, and on your exhale, we're all gonna meet in our Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen out the spine. Exhale to step back, hop back, crow pose, handstand, whatever resonates with you today. Inhale, left toe sweep high. Exhale to release left foot to the outside of left hand, sinking hips down but keeping right knee off the earth. Maybe we play with shifting our weight forward and back. If you feel comfortable here, maybe left shoulder finds its way underneath the left knee. Hands come to airplane wings beside you. Maybe we find the interlace of the hands behind the back, twisting open to the right. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe we take a big step forward with the right foot. Maybe we shift our weight on the right foot and engage into the core to lift left knee up, coming to standing. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe we play with extending left leg long, finding our bird of paradise. One point of focus to help your balance. Of course, it's okay to come out of this and then come back into it. And when you're ready, maybe we release just as slowly, just as gently. From here, we're gonna release left hand down to the side, reach up through the right fingertips. Exhale, hands come to opposite ankle. Make note of what hand is in front. Pull into the ankles to press the back of the heart up. And now we're gonna release right hand down, left fingertips sweep high. And on your exhale, hands come to opposite ankles with the opposite hand on top this time. And now we're gonna come through our malasana and softly release the hips down to the earth, finding a seat. Let's bring feet together, knees come wide for a moment. Lift up out of the waist, pull the heart through, and on your exhale, bow. Any amount, maybe we use the elbows to press into the knees, open the hips. Inhale to lift back up into a seat, plant the feet, bring knees together. And we're gonna use the strength of the core to slowly roll down the spine, making our way onto our back. That wasn't slow at all. Take your time. Here, we're gonna keep feet planted close to the glutes, so underneath the knees. Engage into the core and then lift the hips, finding bridge pose. So we're really engaging the glutes here to lift the hips. Maybe hands interlace at the lower back, pulling the heart through. If you feel pretty comfortable here, maybe hands come to the lower back, and we can play with hovering the toes, keeping the back in this hollow shape. I'm not exactly sure what this is called, but it's one that I like to spend a lot of time in. Just explore. When you're ready, we're all gonna meet back in our bridge pose. Soften the hips down and either taking another round of bridge, or maybe we play with wheel pose, but make sure that you listen to your body. If you've never done bridge at home by yourself, then I definitely don't recommend it. But if you have, hands come by the ears, engage the core to lift the hips, and then press into the hands to lift the chest. Playing with any variation that feels good for you. You can shift your weight forward and back. I like to walk my feet towards the top of the mat and then straighten out legs to really invite the heart through. It's not really the lower back as much as it is pressing the heart through. Maybe walk feet in even a little bit more. And on your exhale, chin's gonna come into chest to slowly release all the way down to our backs. Bring knees into chest, hands to opposite elbows, and let's just find a gentle rocking from side to side. From here, let's keep knees as they are. Fingertips come out either to a T or to cactus, and we're just gonna play with bringing knees over to the left. So starting with a gentle supine twist here. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe we find eagle legs. Left hand could reach for the outer edge of the right foot, and then right hand could reach for the left toes. I actually think I'm gonna play with finding eagle legs today. Just making sure that the shoulders are engaged with the earth beneath you. When you're ready, we're gonna come back through center. Right ankle stacks over the left thigh. We're just gonna bring left knee in, hands interlace behind the left thigh or on the left shin. And when you're ready, release left foot, extend right leg long, hands interlace either behind the shin or on the foot, bringing right knee into the right rib cage. And when you're ready, we're gonna release right knee down. Hands come either to T or to a cactus shape. We're gonna bring right and left knee over to the right. Finding our final supine twist. Taking any variation that feels good. You can stay in the gentle twist. Maybe we find eagle legs. Right hand could reach for the outer edge of the left foot. Just make sure that shoulder blades are engaged with the earth beneath you. When you're ready, we're gonna come back through center. Left ankle stacks over the right thigh, and we're gonna hug right knee in. Inviting length to the outer left hip. When you're ready, release right foot down. We're gonna extend left leg long, hands interlace either on the left foot or the left shin or the left thigh. Pulling left knee into the rib cage. And when you're ready, we're gonna hug the knees in, but we're gonna lift the shoulders this time. So knees come into the chest and squeeze yourself really tight. I always do this. You don't have to. I like to think of something that makes me feel good, something that makes me feel happy, something that makes me feel thankful, like having clean water and clean air, and the fact that the sun came up today. If the sun didn't come up today, we would be in trouble. And just anything that makes you happy, and feel that love really envelop and just wrap you up like this cosmic blanket of love that arises from within. And on your exhale, release shoulders down, bringing knees into chest still. So final compression in the hips. Maybe hands find their way to the bottoms of the feet, knees come wide. Finding a happy baby, you can rock yourself from side to side here, kind of a self-soothing self-massage. Maybe we play with extending legs, knowing that this is all optional, obviously. Giving yourself anything you need. From here, we're gonna meet in our Savasana corpse pose. Giving you one more cycle of breath in case there's anything that you need to do. Maybe you need a blanket. Maybe you need to turn that light off. Whatever it is that you need to give yourself to arrive comfortably. I like to take my ponytail off and just relax. Maybe softening the eyes on your exhale is just release down, finding Savasana. Option 2, stay in your Savasana, or maybe come up to a seat to finish this practice in a meditation. Even though Savasana technically counts as meditating too. So softening the eyes, feeling the eyelids get so heavy, releasing the feet all the way up the legs, releasing the hips, releasing the spine. Feel your shoulders melt into the earth beneath you. Let's release all the way down to the arms, release the hands, let go of the fingertips, releasing the head. Feeling our inhales and exhales get slower and longer as we fill the lungs up with this beautiful, expansive, infinite energy that is this breath of life. Knowing that if your mind wanders, it's okay. I feel like there's such a stigma with meditation and just being perfect and being in silence, and most of the times that's not the case. I think it's more about observing your thoughts and then not judging yourself and breathing them out, letting everything come through. One thing that I've heard, I think it's Deepak Chopra, say is that when you move a vase, the space within it is always there. So you move this vase from one spot to the other, that space inside of it is infinite and ever present, and it's always there. Savasana means corpse pose in Sanskrit, and it's, to me at least, signifies a cycle of death and rebirth, because we don't truly ever die. I like to believe that it's this moment of integrating everything that we have moved through and called in and let go of and released through practice, so that we can take this with us the moment that yoga practice truly begins, which is as soon as we take foot off the mat, so that we can apply ourselves and everything that we've learned, that we've called in from this infinite space within us, full of knowledge and all of the answers that we need to everything in life, so that we can apply this to the outer world. Because as we expand and uplift ourselves and our inner world, we give the outer world something to harmonize with. So we create as we think, as we feel, and we can't really control our surroundings, but we can always be in charge of how we react and how we respond through our emotions, through our energy and motion. You got this. When you're ready, maybe we start to bring awareness into the body and take a really deep breath in, expanding the lungs, starting to feel lighter, letting that heaviness melt into the earth beneath us. And inviting in a sense of lightness, like air, ethereal. Maybe we start wiggling fingers, wiggling toes. Maybe we take one last long stretch. Arms reach up overhead, and on your exhale, let's roll over to our preferred side if we were on our backs, and maybe we just let whatever ear is on the earth soften to the earth beneath us. Allow yourself to feel cradled and supported and held and loved, because you always are, especially when it doesn't feel like it. The closer we are to achieving our goals and manifesting everything that we want in life, sometimes it gets a little tougher, for lack of a better word. Sometimes we give ourselves challenges to prove to ourselves that we really did it and we really integrated the experience and the lessons so that we can move forth. And we're always being reborn in this life. I feel like you think you learned a lesson and then it comes back around and you're learning the same lesson even deeper. So meet yourself where you're at. Let's take one final cycle of breath together, keeping the eyes closed for as much as you can. Finding our way into a seat. We're gonna inhale, hold for one, really expand the lungs, and then exhale out of the mouth. The light in my heart honors and bows down to the light in yours. Namaste. Thank you all so much for practicing with me, for especially taking this time to connect with yourself and your intuition. And it's just so important to take the time for yourself. Sending you all my love. Enjoy the rest of your day, evening, or week, or life. Everything. Namaste.